And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2026 GOAT Show. We are ready to get started. Our senior showmanship, you guys can go ahead and get started coming in while I talk about our judge. Our judge today is Rob Vincent. Rob and his wife Molly live on an acreage near Polk City. They have 2 children, Allison and Andrew, and he is employed by Vibe Crop Protection. Rob and his family started raising Boer goats back in 2006 when Allison began 4-H and actively showed goats for over 15 years in ABGA shows as well as junior shows throughout the Midwest. Now, with both kids no longer showing, the Vincent family continues to operate WGA Boers and sell show goats to current 4-H and FFA exhibitors. Rob and his family enjoy helping other youth and families begin their start in the meat goat showing arena. Over the last years, Rob has served on several youth development boards, including the Iowa Meat Goat Association Board, the Polk County Fair Board, and the Iowa 4-H Foundation. Let's give Rob a good Sioux County welcome. In the ring right now is our senior showmanship class.
Well, good morning, everyone. Glad to be here again this year. Appreciate the opportunity. Nice day, and I enjoy starting out the shows with the showmanship, especially the seniors here. They've been doing this a long time, and you can see it when they come out. Good group here of folks know how to handle their goat and present them, and good examples for the younger kids. Won't take a lot of time here. I'll just go down and have them introduce themselves, and kind of like I did last year, just, you know, anything that they want to share from what's been the biggest challenge doing this for a number of years to advice they've had for the younger kids would be, you know, something I'd like to hear from them, and we'll work through it, and then we'll give one more walk around and present your winner.
My name is Michaela Meyer, and some advice that I would give the younger children are to stick with it and try everything that comes upon you, because it goes fast.
My name is Marnie Crowett, and my advice would be just to keep having fun. I know it can be hard sometimes, but you just got to push through it. It'll get better.
My name is Delaney Stoll, and my advice is to just have fun with it, because it does go quick, and you'll have many challenges along the way, but it is really fun.
My name is Lexi Clairbeek. My advice is just don't give up. It'll pay off in the long run.
My name is Grayson Franken, and my advice would be for with every bad, there's a good, and just don't give up.
Hi, my name is Dalton Zomer. My advice is just don't give up. And as long as you do good, don't get frustrated, you'll go out in front.
Very good. Well, thanks, guys. All right, let's bring them around. One more walk. Put their heads facing the crowd and line up, and then we'll pick our winners. Just head to tail right there. All right, well, as I said earlier, great group, did a great job representing the goats, and we'll just get to it, and I'll walk out and shake the hand of your winner. Got 2 more to go. Yeah. This young lady did a great job from minute 1 coming in. That goat was cooperating today. She brought it in first. Did a great job with eye contact, presented well. You know, second gal, goat looks great, did a great job. Wasn't acting as much as you wanted to at the beginning, but she got the goat under control, and you know, that's how these does, especially the does, can be, is a little cantankerous. So great job, and thanks for coming in.
In our senior showman class, first place went to Michaela Meyer, second, Grayson Franken, and third, Lexi Clarenbeek. Just a reminder to our seniors, we do have super showmanship coming, and we would ask that you please participate with that. In the ring now, we have our intermediate showmanship.
All right, well, for our intermediate class here, obviously a few more kids did a great job. There's some tough decisions to make in this group. One class in, goats get a little cantankerous and more to manage in the ring. But as far as the exhibitor that did the best job of presenting their goat, keeping control of it, handling it, how it presented for the age that it is, or weight in this case. We know when you get a mix of market and breeding does in here. But one person that really kind of had it nailed and did a good job of eye contact, keeping space, that goat and the exhibitor were in sync. We're going to go with this young lady right here. You know, some things in general out there you can kind of think about, you know, things that you did as we work through. When I'm having you walk those animals out, especially coming in to a ring, you know, keep your spacing, make it easy for the judge to see your goat. You know, the risk you run when you come in first is, does my goat want to cooperate today or not? So appreciate taking the risk on those, because I know when we did it, that was always the wild card. You wanted to get noticed, but a lot of times that's where you got to really work that goat coming into these things. And some of the advice from the older kids is, you know, be patient and try things, and it'll click eventually to get these animals and the exhibitor in sync. So with second place, we're going to go with this young lady right here. You know, one of the other things the first and second place exhibitor did that was that jumps out at you when I walk you out as an individual and take you back. Never let the goat, never get in between the goat and the judge. Work around it, and then also don't ever walk, you know, spin behind the animal. You know, a lot of times you can control these younger ones, but you start leading out and taking your arm over their back and getting your body between you and the goat, that's kind of a no-no. So in third place, we're going to go with this young lady right here. Thank you.
In our intermediate showmanship class, first place went to Tyra Zomer, second, McKenna Blumeyer, and third, Berkeley Franken. Entering the ring next will be our junior showmanship class.
Well, thanks you guys for coming out. Got a same size group as we did to start out with the seniors, and for not being added as many years, all 6 of you did a great job today, bringing your goats in, knowing weights, birth dates, those kind of things, which is good stuff to know, because you gotta understand that animal. How's it growing? How isn't it? Down the road, weather like we've had this year in parts of the state. Worms can be an issue, fungus, those kind of things, and you've got everything really presented well and taking great care of these animals. From some of the things we've talked about today, from presenting these animals, keeping an eye on me, having it set up as best you can for the time, goat not fighting you, staying spaced. You all did a really good job. Just kind of the way it worked out, we'll present our 3, and we're going to start down here with this young man as your champion. Did a great job of eye contact. You can tell he's been working with that goat and really has it dialed in and working with him and make it presentable. As far as for the rest of you, again, did a great job. Second place, we're just going to continue right on down and go with this young lady. Bigger animal, a lot to handle, but that doe's working her. Splitting hairs here, but this young lady did a great job as well, and big old market goat, she did a great job of handling that thing. So, and you guys keep working at it. We only get 3 spots. You did a great job presenting the animals. You can tell you spent time with them, and appreciate you coming out.
In our junior showmanship class, our first place winner was Isaac Zomer, our second, Kylie Clarenbeek, and third, Ivy Smith. We will now hopefully be able to go right into our first class of meat goats. And for those who we have parents close by, it's a long walk to that tent. If it's absolutely, it would be really good if they could get their goats in the shade and have them ready to go so we can keep the show going. Just a suggestion, we have lots of shade around the outside. Bring them goats to the ring, and we got to keep this going so we don't melt later on.
All right, well, getting into the judging the animal side of things now, we're starting with the market goods. Obviously got the lighter weights in here, but going these class 4s and 5s, we'll sort through them pretty quick, but obviously in this class, looking at an animal from structure, starting with putting some product on that structure and confirmation, everything. Pretty easy to start here. We're going to go with this young lady. She's going to bring that goat out and pull it here to the side for everybody to see. So that'll be your first place go. Second place, we're getting into younger goats, greener goats. That's the thing about these meat goats, from a 60-pound goat, 65-pound goat, whatever these are. A lot of those can be ready and go, and there's a lot of people out there in the market that like them that size. So we've got 3 here that maybe are a little greener than our first place today, but still carrying some product. You can see some potential. Second, we're going to go with this one, paint doe here. Third and 4.
In our first class of market meat goats, our first place went to Berkeley Franken. Our second, Haley Biker. Receiving blues, Marnie Crowett and Michaela Meyer. In the ring now, we have our second class of market meat goats. All right, well, the second class getting a little more size, same number and stuff, but, we've kind of got 2 sets here, top and a bottom. Again, going to have some greener goats, some, depending on maturity-wise, are going to be ready.
to some that got some, 20 pounds to put on them yet before they're a finished goat. But, in this group, a little closer of decision than in the first class. But for first today, we're going to go with this goat here. Just a better, package from completeness of muscling. Bring him out here for people to see him. Very similar with the second goat in amount of cover and finish and overall product. Just a little better structure. This goat may have handled a little tighter than the first place goat, but as far as a package, a little more depth of twist in that front place goes for second. And then of course your third place goat here, we're going to go with this young lady's goat here, and follow up and forth with this young man's. Just again, a little greener goats. When the goats are finished, obviously those two are going to have a lot bigger frame than the front two, but good set of goats in this class. Thank you.
In our second class of meat goats, first place went to Jersey Bradshaw, second Kinley Franken, receiving blues Marnie Crowett and Riker DeYoung. Entering the ring next is our Class 3 market meat goats.
All right, well, this class a little different than the first two as far as style of goats that are presented. Got some more dairy influence in here, a little more of that greener frame, maybe not carrying as much bone overall, but starting out this class with this wide-eared wether, handle's really nice. Got a good tight feel to him, carrying some product over that top. Got some muscle up in that jump muscle across the top there on that back third and that rump. And then going to second place with the young man's red goat. Again, well, sometimes it's hard for me to tell some of the muscle definition and shape when you get the color on them, but goat handle's nice compared to the other three. Very similar in structure and how they move and everything. Going to be good production goats to get into the meat market. But you know, the first two or the last two, just not handling as much product, and especially down in that lower leg, and then those kind of things. So you know, those ones again, 20 pounds from now, they're going to be a great goat to get into to the sale barn and somebody to put in the locker. Thanks, guys.
In our Class 3 meat market goat layout class, first place Michaela Meyer, second was Levi Biker, receiving blues Lindsay Ronsink and Levi Ronsink. Entering the ring now is our Class 4. Just a reminder, we will need our first and second place meat goats to be staying close to the show ring, as we will be going in and choosing our champion and reserve champion market meat goat. All right, well, these two I pull out again, a class, maybe not so much two pairs, but two very similar goats, and so I really had to kind of take a closer look at these two. Where I put 1 over 2 was just from an overall product standpoint, what really jumped out at me, both outstanding animals, but this one just really handled nice, has a huge rack shape to it. Probably maybe a little more depth of carry down in that twist, and probably looks a rib longer on the move, especially than our painted goat.
And, a lot of times that can be the color, but you handle where I really like this red one over the top. I don't mind that look because it's really got a lot of product to it. You're good. Just let him go. He's fine. They're getting hot already. I mean, this is what makes judging tough, a class like this with two outstanding goats. So just, again, kind of an overall product, feel, dimension, 1 over 2. 3 over 4, obviously going with this young lady's outstanding goat, big framed, maybe carrying a little touch of finish more than you want. He was probably done 10 pounds ago, but a lot of product there. Maybe not quite as structured as your top pair, but a tremendous animal, big bone, big foot, and a lot of dimension to him. Younger one here again still got more of a greener goat, maybe a little different influence on the genetics in it, but outstanding animal its own right. So thanks for coming out.
In our 4th class of meat goats, our first place went to Summer Franken, second, Grayson Franken, receiving blues, Shelby Crowett, and Ivy Smith. We will now be bringing in our 1st and 2nd place class winners for the choosing of the champion and reserve champion market meat goat. When we are finished with our market meat goat, I am going to need Summer and Shelby to come up, and we will be presenting the rate of gain banners.
Well, I won't re-talk them all, but got through them pretty quick. But great group of market goats overall to evaluate. These first 4 that we've gotten, very representative. Good picks for their classes. When you get the 4 of them out here in the different divisions and look at them, again, you kind of, as I've mentioned a couple of times, 2 really jump out at me. And, you can't pick them all, unfortunately. And there's some things to pull apart here. But I'll go out and shake your champion. It's just the best combination of muscling, feel, on a frame that can carry it, moves well. If it was a production animal, it's going to stand in a lot just fine or out in the field. But, today in a market class, we're judging them as they stand now for look and that product. And overall, the best combination of that's going to give you a little bit more today is this young lady's right here. And with second place, we're going to go with this lightweight goat. He's just, from a first to say that goat's just an outstanding feel, and a lot of, for a frame, again, that different size, really handles well today. Not really green. He's clicking. So thanks, everybody, for coming out. Do I need to pick more, Mike, or is it just the top two? Okay.
Our champion meat goat was exhibited by Summer Franken, our reserve, Berkeley Franken. Okay, next on the program we have rate of gain. And what is raising animals for meat all about? Getting them to the locker or to the plant as fast as you can with the best rate of gain you can. And these young ladies have done an awesome job. Summer, let me find yours, it's on the other page. Had a .47 for a rate of gain, and you are our champion rate of gain. And Shelby, you were a .41, and you are our reserve. This is what it's about, ladies. Thank you very much for representing a great group of 4-H'ers and goats. Thank you. While he is evaluating this first class of breeding goats, I am wanting to thank our show ring help. They come to us from CFE. They were here yesterday with the sheep, and they are here again today. And let's give them a round of applause for coming out and helping us.
Since we got a little bit bigger class here in this first 3 to 6, when I place the top two, bring 1 and 2 out here so people can see them before I talk them. All right, well, got a pair that really jumps out at you in this this first class of breeding does, and you know, the breeding does versus the market, obviously meat and you know, product that the animal's carrying is going to be of big importance, but it's not everything. You know, these are animals that are intended to get into the breeding herd down the road and make future show goats, as well as animals that that can go to the consumer side. And these first two, obviously, you look at them on the move. The second goat didn't want to cooperate a whole bunch for the young man, but starting with the first doe here, just an overall complete package from the look, the feminine, the smoothness of lines, got some good rib shape, you know, a lot of capacities you carry back to that back half. Has a lot of product, especially over that top. You know, they got her fitted up, you know, to really accent that tabletop that goat does have. Now, granted, number 2 is probably a little bigger framed goat, as far as, you know, don't know the exact differences in age, but you put your hands on 2 versus 1, and you just don't get the feel from that package of the product that a very feminine doe and 1 is carrying. Very feminine. You know, got some great shape to her as well. Just not handling it as much dimension to her today as the first place goat. And then we get down 3, 4, 5, 6, very similar set of goats. You know, again, younger goats, going to be greener. You know, maturing wise, that's what always happens with these goats. Sometimes it takes longer for others to mature and everything. But, you know, things I look at in these younger goats is the hair, you know, they got the shape to them. You know, things like, are they being taken care of? Or we got, you know, any issues that things are falling behind from, that they're, you know, maybe a little more susceptible to worms and things like that. But everybody's got a good hair coat. Structure's good on these goats, and, you know, can fit into a program down the road as well as anything down the road. So thanks for bringing them out.
In our first class of 3 to 6 month old junior does, our first place went to Berkeley Franken, second, Kaysen Van Briesen. Receiving blues, Levi Biker, Marnie Crowett, Shelby Crowett, Haley Biker, Levi Ronsink, Lindsay Ronsink. Entering the ring next will be our second class of 3 to 6 month old junior does.
All right, second set of the 3 to 6 months. Very similar set of goats. Very good, outstanding group. You know, it'd be a great group for somebody to get a herd started with. But we're going to go with the young ladies here in first place, just from that overall combination. Again, this doe just really jumps out at me from femininity of the head, nice, long, smooth necks that transitions in really well to her top line. Doesn't break at all on the move. Very square on her feet. You know, her, looking at second, very similar. Probably, again, having to make a decision today. That doe's got a beautiful head. Again, very similar, smooth transition neck. Just not as big a frame today, obviously, for the age break that we're in. But, give her a couple months and it could be a entirely different story. 3, very similar goat. Those top 4, very, very similar. Just maybe doesn't quite stay together as well as the top 2 goats on the move, especially behind that shoulder line, maybe a little more pinched, not as much rib capacity as our first 2. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th down there. Again, good quality goats, outstanding set of does, and thanks for bringing them in.
In our second class of 3 to 6 month old junior does, first place was Kylie Clarenbeek. Second, McKenna Blumeyer. Receiving blues, Tyra Zomer, Isaac Zomer, Dalton Zomer, Jacob Haveralls, and Anna Haveralls. Entering the ring now is going to be our 6 to 9 month junior breeding goats.
Well, not a big class, but a darn good class. Those top three, you know, getting some more age to them, that maturity to them, you can start seeing what these animals are going to turn out like. And this first doe, she's pretty cool. She's got that beautiful shaped head, feminine neck, blends in really well to her, you know, into that rib cage over that top line. Don't get any break. A lot of capacity to her. You know, granted, number two, very similar, maybe a little greener actually today. Handled phenomenally. Both carrying a lot of muscle on very, you know, great skeletons. No feet issues. I liked where they put their feet when they're on the move, as well as I did with number three. Number three versus the top two, just not quite as much product, you know, and size to it today. And then, of course, our 4 and 5 goats. Again, good production does. You know, differences in breeding here, genetics. Again, they're not going to be carrying as much, you know, muscle at this day and age, but you know, give them a year from now, year and a half, when they start having kids, going to be good animals to have in a herd. But outstanding set of goats. Let's give them a hand.
In our 6 to 9 month old junior doe breeding goat class, first place went to Grayson Franken, second, Ivy Smith. Receiving blues, Michaela Meyer, Summer Franken, and Michaela Meyer. Entering the ring now is our junior doe 9 to 12 month old. And just a reminder, if you were a class winner and second place in the junior doe class, please be ready on the north side of the ring to come in for our choosing of the champion junior doe classes.